Okay, get back in there. Let's go. Keep hitting your marks. You'll keep getting better. This is your best lap ever. Time to go now. Okay, fast lap here. All right, that's it.
There, you guys should be able to hear. Did the mic turn off? You guys should be able to hear me now, but... Yeah, you guys should be able to hear me now. Thanks for pointing that out there, R6. Did you guys have any audio before that? Let me know down in the comments section. we ran practice and qualifying. I might have to cut it out. Yeah, the audio should be back now. You can hear me now. All right. So, was it off the entire stream up until that point? How many minutes were we? Was it off for the first 6 minutes? No, it wasn't. That's weird. I wonder why it turned off randomly. Yeah, I went back into the Elgato game capture software, and for whatever reason it was off, but I never turned it off. That's what I mean, man. Between it ending the stream at random times, like when I'm trying to start it, and now the audio, tonight out of random... I don't know. I really don't know. All right. Let me just make sure it's not my pick in my fantasy football team here before we get started. Made it to the conference championship. Our fantasy football league's kind of different. We draft in the playoffs. It's a 12-man league. Top 4 teams get a bye. And I actually finished 8th this year. So I had to play in the wild card round, technically on the road too, which the road necessarily because you draft every week. I had the 5th pick, and the guy I was playing had the 4th, so he had the higher draft pick than me. Or no, it was the other way around. I guess I would have technically been the home team because I would have had a higher pick than him. But then last week I actually had to play my dad, and I beat him too. Lecton subbed on 7. Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that again, because YouTube took all the they took all the subscribers away. I think they caught on to it pretty quickly that those were all multiple accounts for the same person. So, yeah, you can't get away with that one. I kind of figured that was going to be the case, but just putting that back out there. Just turned back on after you did qualifying and practice. Yeah, well, I'll have to go back through. I'll edit everything out leading up to the race. If we had 0 audio the entire time, so I guess I'll have to go back and check it. 18 likes already. Thanks everybody for hitting the like button, hit the subscribe button. It helps me out a ton, so that's awesome. Sorry, it's taken me a while to get through here. I was rambling and lost what I was doing there for a second. Oh, it is my pick. See, it's a good thing I checked. Give me a couple minutes here. Oh, okay, I'll make this quick. I pretty much know who I'm gonna get, I think. Who got taken already? Aaron Rodgers went number 1. Travis Kelce 2. Devontae Adams 3. I was going to take Adams and Hill, so I'll still take Tyreek Hill. Kelce's gone. I'm going to take... Aaron Jones and Tyreek Hill. For those of you that don't watch football, you probably have no clue what the heck I'm talking about right now. Again, I'll edit this stuff out afterwards. Sorry I'm holding you guys up. I didn't know it was my pick, otherwise I would have done that before the stream started too. I'm glad I checked. I'll have to keep that on, honestly, because otherwise I don't leave it on. They're going to be waiting a couple hours if it gets back to me. There's only 4 teams left, so it could very well get back to me. Alrighty. Without further ado, Championship 4 about to get underway. Ryan Sieg, Noah Gregson, and Austin Cindric will be starting at the rear. That is big for Cindric, qualified 10th. He is one of the Championship 4 drivers off to a bad start before the night and before the race even starts. So that is definitely not good at all. Michael Annett will lead the field to the green. We'll see if he can hold on to that track position all night long. 200 laps, 200 miles to decide the Xfinity Series Championship. Green flag is in the air. Three wide down into turn one. Junior trying to make up some ground already. Passing Tommy Joe Martins. Oh, barely. A little contact as he tried to clear him. He's got Josh Balicki to his outside still in the 99. Now he's underneath David Starr for 11. Junior picks up 4 spots on lap 1. 3 spots, rather. He's working on his 4th. And Michael Annett will lead the opening lap of the race. Harrison Burton looking for the lead underneath him. We saw Matt Crafton win the race in the championship in the Truck Series last night. And not only he was able to do that, the next closest driver to him was Stuart Friesen, who finished 4th as far as the running for the championship went. So there wasn't a lot of pressure late, though it was a good pressure-packed finish of the race as far as the actual race itself goes and trying to find that race winner, because it was a heated battle between Crafton and Austin Wayne Self for about the last dozen laps. Michael Annett barely holding on to Harrison Burton. Burton has probably been the second best driver as of late leading up to this race. Burton has won 2 of the last 4 races. The other 2 of those races were won by Dale Jr. So how about that? Dale Jr. and Harrison Burton each split 2 wins apiece in the last 4 races. It's going to be a fun battle. It's going to be like a Game 5 series between those two if it comes down to those two to win the championship tonight. And again, don't forget about Cindric. He's starting at the rear. So Crafton didn't really have good short-run speed last night. Now, with this being 50 laps longer of a race, tires are going to have to be saved a little bit more properly throughout today's race versus that truck race last night. Because, again, there is a limit. 4 sets, fresh sets, from the start of the race to the finish. New leader, Harrison Burton, off of turn 2, has just cleared Michael Annett. Annett's starting to drop back slowly now. Justin Haley's up to 2nd. Allgaier to 3rd. Boy, Annett's back to 4th already as Harrison Burton will lead his first lap of the night. Take the lead in the race and the championship standings. The stages are split like this. 45 laps in stage 1, 45 laps in stage 2, and another 110 lap final stage. Seen a lot of 200 lap Xfinity races this season. This is another one of those, though. This is only a 1-mile racetrack, unlike usual. It's about 1.5 miles when we have these kinds of races, so this one will fly by. Yes, again, we did win the Truck Series Championship last night. Yeah, I was talking about fantasy football. Playing Madden right now. Nice. Yeah, I haven't played any of the new Madden games. Actually, when I bought this PS2, I had bought in NCAA Football 2006. It's been a long time since I played a college football game, so I kind of bought that with Thunder 04. So if I ever get like any free time, I've been playing Dynasty mode on there. And then I also got Madden 06 too, which I barely touched since I got back. I need to start playing that more if I get more free time. Right now in the free time, I've been trying to work on Thunder 04 so we can, get the feeling back in the controller, because you guys saw I DNF'd at Charlotte only 100 laps in because I couldn't control my car at all the whole race. Even though the setup wasn't as bad as what it was in the All-Star race, it looked like it visually. Jeff Green is just charged from, really, I don't even know where. Not sure exactly where he started, but he's all over the back of Junior for 11th right now. Beats him back to the gas off at turn 4 as well. Already at lap 10. Predictions here tonight while we're still early in the race. I know the race already started, but I want to see your guys' predictions. Who do you think will win this championship race tonight? Maybe the race as well as the championship itself. Do you think the winner will be the champion? Again, the 4 drivers are Michael Annett, Harrison Burton, Dale Jr., and Austin Cindric here tonight for the Xfinity Series. He's been trying to get around Alfredo for a couple laps. He's going to try a little bit higher line. I think he beat Alfredo back to the gas, but look at Jeff Green underneath both of them. 3 wide now going into turn 1. Junior went up the middle. Contact as Jeff Green couldn't quite hold the inside line going into the corner. Makes contact with Dale Jr. Junior does get around Alfredo finally, but obviously still in 11th with Green now into the top 10. Good run for Jeff Green. We saw a non-playoff driver last night who didn't even make the 10-driver playoff field for the Truck Series almost win the race. So in all 3 series, all these other drivers trying to go out with a bang to end their season. Remember, Dale Jr. finished 8th place in the first Phoenix race this season. It's not going to be an easy task. His fastest lap of the race, 27.132. It was about what he ran in qualifying. Fastest lap ever for myself, though, at Phoenix is a 27.090. Justin Allgaier's just taking the lead now, so 3 different leaders in the early going of tonight's race. 1 Toyota and 2 Chevrolets. For Junior Motorsports, and then the Joe Gibbs Racing Toyota of Harrison Burton. Brandon Brown having a nice run early on in 9th place as well. At that tire wear about 15 laps into the race, so about a third of the way through stage 1, just over a quarter of the wear. So realistically, Junior could just make it to the end of stage 1, the end of stage 2. That's 2 sets of tires. That will give him 2 sets left for the final stage, which is again 110 laps long. So we have a side-by-side battle for 9th. Jeff Green working his way through the field. He will clear Brandon Brown. Dale Jr. now to the inside of Brown himself for 10th. And Jr. into the top 10 now. Michael Turner, welcome to the stream. Ooh, I almost overdrove the corner trying to read the comment section. Christopher George, welcome to the stream. Do I prepare? I think I know what you were trying to say, but you worded it kind of funny. I think what you were trying to say was, do I plan for an event, meaning like a race on the channel, I'm guessing? If there was a power outage. I'm trying to think. There was one time in the summer, we had a bad storm and actually lost power, and we had to postpone the stream. We ended up running it that day. I think it was supposed to be like a Sunday afternoon stream. And I think if I remember right, it was supposed to be either after or before the Daytona Road Course race. I think it was supposed to be before, but because of the power outage, luckily the power came back on before the race started. But unfortunately, we couldn't get that stream started till like later that night. By the time I got the race review out and everything, so... Justin Haley now in the lead, so 4 different leaders already in tonight's race. 2 Championship 4 drivers and 2 non-playoff drivers. Junior trying to clear Jeff Green. He did in a little contact. Definitely slowed Junior up off of turn 4, and Green's able to hang on to 9th. NASCAR Lover 4321, welcome back. What I got for the again, this is not like a biased situation. I've been calling it, and you guys have asked me questions, like what I think about the Packers and what are their chances. I think the Packers are the team to beat in the NFC. I've kind of said that since the playoffs started. I think the one true threat they have is either Kansas City or Buffalo, and so I'm more worried about like the Super Bowl. Obviously, we have to get there first, but I'm more worried about those two teams than what I am about any team in the NFC. So I think the Packers will win this week, and it depends if Mahomes is healthy. I think the Chiefs are going to win. Now he's not going to be 100%, but I still think the Chiefs are going to win. That should be a really close game. But if Mahomes is out, I don't see them scoring more than 20 points and being able to keep up with Buffalo's offense. So I don't think Kansas City's D is as good as Baltimore's. So I'm going to go Kansas City if Mahomes is healthy, Buffalo if Mahomes is out this weekend. Because he's dealing with concussion-like symptoms right now. I think you're talking about being a moderator, R6. I don't plan on there being one right now. As we grow in subscribers more and more, and it becomes too much for me to be able to handle myself during the streams, then yes, I do plan on doing that in the future, but not right now. That could be a special perk I could start up for the Patreon, too. Try and get a little bit more Patreon help. I'm not going to worry about anything like that until I get to 1,000 subs, though. So Junior is catching Michael Annett for 7th place, and that's really starting to slip back on the long run. I think he's got a good short run car, but not so much on the long run. Matt trying to make a pass on a lap car of Chad Fincham Jr. Going to follow him right on through. So Haley leads this race. 18 laps to go in stage 1 already. Junior to the inside of Annett for 7th. This is for 7th, but it's also 2nd on the championship grid. 3 wide as they both split Baccarella in turns 1 and 2. Junior is now clear before they get into turn 3. Harrison Burton's riding in 5th, leading the championship hunt for the moment. Junior's just finally starting to make up this ground after qualifying mid-pack here today. But I trust you being a moderator. I trust 9 out of 10 of you guys, honestly. Like, if I had to, I would trust about 90% of you guys. It just kind of got taken a little out of hand the first time I really tried it. I didn't really put a lot of thought into it. I was just kind of, which, that's on me. People were getting upset about not being moderators, and I can't just be making everybody moderators either. That's why I'm kind of thinking, you know, on the Patreon wise, like, if you support on Patreon, I could probably add that as a perk. Get you guys as moderators, because I'm not saying that to make you guys pay it, because it's still like, that's still something you don't have to do. Like, you can watch these streams for free, obviously. You don't have to donate anything. But I just feel like the people that are willing to spend that kind of money, it's not even, again, it's only $3 a month, but the people that are willing to spend $3 a month to help support me, I trust them that they would do, you know, the right thing and not take it out of hand with being a moderator. And especially with being a smaller channel right now, too, that wouldn't really make a lot of people a moderator, which is a good thing because I don't want too many. Yeah, the AI don't use the apron at any racetrack on this game. It's just the way it is. It's like that on most NASCAR games, though. Man, look at that pack. I think that's the battle for the lead going on right now. It's a pack of about 6 to 8 cars. A lot of them are lap cars, but the top 4's in that mix as well. They're going 3 by 3. It's getting nuts up there as Harrison Burton and Dale Jr. are closing in on both of them. Jr. with a dive. He'll take over 5th in turns 3 and 4. And Jr. in the championship lead for the first time tonight as he is also in the top 5 for the first time tonight. Just 11 laps to go in stage 1. Tires are looking plenty good right now. He's not really having a ton of fall off. Not a drastic amount at least. Well, Haley's holding on to the lead, but not by much. Brandon Jones battling right there with him. Justin Allgaier as well. Top 3 nose to tail. Emmerich back to 5th. Junior to 4th. 3 wide pass off of turn 4 with the lap car all the way to the outside of Joe Graff Jr. We saw him wreck in practice. Yeah, and that's another thing too. I have no clue who's been here the absolute longest that still watches. I honestly don't know, because I recognize a lot of you guys in the chat that have been here a while, so honestly I have no clue who's been here the exact longest. You guys seem to know the number a little bit better than me as far as, you know, when you subscribe to the channel, but I have no clue. I mean, that's something I can obviously always go back and look at, but I don't take the time to do it because that would take a while to go back through all over 700 subscribers and check when they subscribed. Ooh, Michael Annette trying to block his teammate there for 3rd. Look at Junior up the middle, 3 wide into turn 1. Squeezing between the lap car of LeMay, Brandon Jones as well in the mix. The battle intensifies for the lead now as Justin Haley has it, but not by much. Junior to 2nd. Haley got a little loose in the center of 3 and 4. 7 to go, stage 1. And Junior going to use the lap car of Mike Harmon as a pick. Gets around Haley. Haley trying to cross him over, but he's not going to get to the inside all the way. And Dale Jr. is about to lead his first lap of the night with just 6 laps to go in stage 1. This time by, at least. We'll have 6 to go in the stage. So, kind of perfectly timed there for Junior. Again, stage points don't mean anything in this championship race. Even if you're battling for the championship, it is strictly based off your finish. Brandon Jones trying to get around Haley. Harrison Burton still outside the top 5 since really Junior got around him. Shouldn't be that far behind Hemrick. Honestly, he should probably be right there with him. We'll see if any of these guys can not only close that gap, maybe even make adjustments to get their cars even faster in the stages to come still. Austin Cindric, who started at the rear of the field, 3 laps to go in stage 1, is in danger of going a lap down. That lack of track position from the start has to be hurting him right now. He's currently in 15th. This is a big moment. And he's going to have to start from the rear of the field in stage 2 as well. If he gets that free pass, which currently he's in that spot with 2 to go in the stage. Now, can Junior catch the 14th place car to put them a lap down and hold Austin Cindric 1 lap down at least to start the second stage. I believe Riley Herbst is the 14th place car. And he's not too much further ahead of Dale Jr. Jr.'s closing in a hurry. To the inside of Herbst into turn 3. And just like that, Riley Herbst now is in the free pass position, and I don't think Cindric's going to catch him. Final lap of stage 1. Green, white, checkered flag in the air. Junior wins the opening stage of the championship race at Phoenix here tonight, but he only led the final 6 laps of the stage. Timed it about as well as he could have to get to where he needed to be. Yeah, the link to my Patreon is in the description below every video. Again, I don't have Super Chat available or any sort of donation available because I'm not at 1,000 subscribers, so that's my means of, if you guys wanted to donate, that you could donate $3 a month that way. Riley Herbst will get the free pass as mentioned, so Cindric will have to start stage number 2, 1 lap down. No adjustments for Junior here. 4 fresh tires and a full tank of fuel for everybody on pit road. Junior wins the race out of the pits. And here we go. Green flag gonna wave. Stage 2 underway at Phoenix. Good launch on the restart by Junior. Harrison Burton restarting in 6th place back there. Again, still a good restart for Junior. Side by side for second between Justin Haley and Brandon Jones. Jones up the middle, 3 wide for the lead. Junior cutting all the way down to the apron as they're still 3 wide. Into turn 1. Jones just squeezes up the middle. What a move. Dropping Junior back to 3rd. He's still got Haley to his outside into turn 3. Haley going really, really wide. Junior just trying to stay in front of Harrison Burton. Michael Lynette right behind him. Haley is looking for the race lead. He is all over the back of Jones. We've had 6 different leaders already tonight. Junior stuck on the outside of his teammates. Heverick gets around him. Haley working, or sorry, not Haley. Allgaier working around him. There goes Briscoe, Gregson, Chastain to the inside. Oh, contact with Ross Chastain. Annette and Burton both got held up behind Junior, so Junior's still in the lead as far as the championship goes. Spoke too soon. Michael Annette now gonna take the spot over Junior, gonna try to cross him over. He doesn't want Annette to get away, side by side. That didn't last long though. And Michael Annette is back in front. We know he's got a good short run car and he's showing it now. Restarted 8th, but knowing how far back Junior and Burton fell, especially Junior on the restart, and that's looking pretty good. That was actually Junior's fastest lap of the race, and my personal fastest lap ever here at Phoenix, that last lap. Just goes to show how much faster the field is on the short runs. And now Burton looks to the inside of Dale Jr. Jr. gonna try to block into turn 3. And he is doing everything he can right now. Burton just gets underneath him. A little side draft perhaps on that left rear as well. Junior really got loose. Jeff Green slides it in on the outside. There's Cindric in the 22 as they're 3 wide off of turn 2. Cindric's a lap down. He's trying to fight Josh Williams in the 92 for the free pass spot. That is for 15th right now as well. And Junior continues to trend in the wrong direction.
Still there? Got one peeking inside.
Kind of chopped down right into the right front of the 21 of Alfredo as well. A little more contact there.
Careful, still there.
It's really tough to tell who's led the most laps. We mentioned there's been 6 different leaders already, but it's been pretty equal between at least 2 to 3 of them. One of them including the race leader right now, Justin Haley. Trying to get his first win of the season in the season finale, nonetheless. Could you imagine if Michael Annett wins the championship tonight, not winning a single race all season? Even though the Xfinity Series is 3 races shorter of a season than what the Cup Series is, but even still. And again, Annett's been close, and he's been consistent this year. That's why he's in the championship for. Consistent enough to finish in the top 12 in points. Without a win to make it to the playoffs there, and that was even with a couple guys below the cutoff line winning as well. So really, he was top 10 pretty easily at the end of the regular season. Ran consistent enough through round of 12, round of 8 in the playoffs, and now he finds himself with a shot at the championship. And not only that, he is barely holding on to it. Harrison Burton right behind him, though. Keeps taking a look to the inside a little further up ahead, but Burton cannot get around him for the moment. Laps to go in stage 2. Still no cautions for incident here tonight. It has been a pretty clean race. We've seen some good racing throughout. How about Dale Jr. right now, the race leader? He's only led 7 green flag laps tonight. Got the caution laps at the stage break. He's led 10 total, and that's it. He was able to win stage 1, though. Got a good long run car, but he has fallen probably further back now than what he even did earlier in the race. Haley's still in that open, clean air right now as well. He hasn't even gotten to the lap traffic yet. Not sure how much further away he pulled away from Brandon Jones once he got around him for the lead about 5 laps after the restart as well. Just trying to hang on to the free pass spot. That's all he's got to do to the end of this stage, and at least he's got a shot going into the final stage of the night. He looks like he's got a top 10 car. Again, he qualified 10 too, so that would make sense. But having to drop to the back after crashing in practice is definitely tough for him. Can alternate to the different camera angles for the first time tonight. And again, this is just like the truck race. I don't know why this is a day race, not a night race. I have zero clue. I would think it'd be a night race. I mean, I could obviously see at least the Cup Series ended in the daytime, so that would make sense. Watch that be the only one that actually ends at night. I just don't know about this game. Does stuff like this on random occasions. Even look at last night in the truck race on lap 1, turn 1, it made us pit from the racetrack. We were above the commitment line, 2 tires above it, well above it. I mean, like, if there was an actual commitment cone there, the left sides would have hit the cone. So, I mean, we weren't even anywhere close to getting all 4 tires on, and it just shot us straight to pit road. Like the game itself did. It almost put me straight into the pit wall. Wouldn't that have been something? It just, like, put me straight into the pit wall after it did that, and then I DNF'd because of it. That would have been insane. So highest running championship 4 drivers, Harrison Burton in 9th right now. Net 10th. It's really been a track position kind of a day. Seems like on these longer green flag runs, Junior's really the only one able to make passes, and it takes him quite a ways into the run before he's even able to do that. Without any help from lap traffic as well. Even then, the lap traffic really helped him quite a bit in trying to win that first stage of the night. $20 to go, stage 2. Oh, trouble, turn 2, car on the wall. Somebody's right front tire just blew out. Oh, multiple cars on the wall. Joe Nemechek's involved. And championship contender Harrison Burton's involved. I think Joe Nemechek started the accident blowing his right front tire, but he collected the championship contender, the championship leader at the time being as well. And that's our first caution for incident all night long. Cindric will get the free pass. He's back on the lead lap. Now at the end of the stage, Cindric will even be able to restart right along with the rest of the lead lap cars at the front. So it is a new stage. 21 likes right now. Thanks for everybody hitting that like button. Greatly appreciate it. Thanks for all 7 of you guys tuning in right now as well. Green flag is about to wave here. Past halfway through stage 2. Green flag back out. Chastain spun the tires on the restart. Great restart by Dale Jr. on the bottom to take the championship lead. You can see Harrison Burton's got a little bit of damage right now as well. 3 wide, nearly 4 wide into turns 1 and 2. Seen that a lot tonight. Especially on the restarts. Initial start as well. Justin Haley leads the field, but Junior in 1 lap goes from 11th to 5th. 14 to go, stage 2. Now to the inside of Allgaier for position. Junior trying to stay alongside of him, really side drafted him down the front stretch, beats him back to the gas, clears him. Allgaier going to try a crossover. Couldn't quite get there. I thought he was going to for a second. He might have let him go, knowing that his teammate is racing for the championship. Not just a teammate. That's a team owner, too. Definitely don't want to be in his way tonight. Unless you're Michael Annette, who's also racing for a championship. Looked like Jones is going to try to block Junior. Junior was all ready to his inside off of turn 2. Good run for Hemrick tonight. And Jones isn't going away. Ooh, little contact. Junior now clear for third. Going for second into turn 1 underneath his other teammate of Daniel Hemrick. Oh, and he got a little tight. Got a little tight, rubbed just along the side of him. Hemrick not making this easy. Oh, barely clears Junior. There was a little contact. Self-cleared him. So 2 8 cars battle for position. Junior's got a huge run off of turn 2. Back to the inside. He's got him. He really side drafted Hemrick hard going into the corner. Saw Holmes just kind of move up before he really tried to angle that corner in deep going into turn 3. Never touched him though. That was a clean side draft. That's the way to do it. Get as close as you can without actually touching that car to your outside or inside, depending on obviously what lane you're in. Especially when you get right on the corner panel like he did. Jones trying to do the same. Brandon Jones to the inside of Daniel Hemrick now for third. Junior drives it in deep to the inside. Can't quite get to the left rear of Haley yet. 7 to go in the stage. I don't think there's going to be any lap traffic to the end of the stage, so Junior's going to have to pass the driver with the clean air. Could be a tough task. Junior going to try the outside. Not sure how that's going to work. Just can't get the run needed. Oh, maybe he will. That's a good setup move. Into 3 for the lead. Clear. Haley can't cross him over. He thought about it, but he just couldn't get there. And for the second time tonight, Junior takes the lead. Same point he did in stage 1 as well. 6 to go on the stage when he does it. Haley drove it in hard into turns 1 and 2. Junior drove it in pretty deep himself. He was all the way down on the apron. So knowing that there's clean air on in front of Junior to the end of the stage, as long as we don't get a caution, he should be able to win it. Even still, if we got a caution from the next lap on, that would end the stage anyway. So Crafton get his 4th Truck Series championship of his career, and for Dale Jr., he's looking for his 3rd Xfinity title of his career as well. He hasn't led by more than 2 seconds tonight. Might actually be his biggest lead of the night on Haley before the end of the stage. He's got about a 1.5 seconds on him currently as he slowly grows the lead. Remember, Harrison Burton finished 6th in stage number 1. That's as close as anybody was to Dale Jr. Now, another thing is, too, again, we don't know exactly how fast Austin Cindric is. I think he's got a top 10 car as well. And he could be a little bit faster than both Burton and Annette. Cindric had to start at the rear of the field. Therefore, put him a lap down early on. He couldn't get through the traffic. He'll actually get the restart mid-pack. He's not been able to do that all day long. Not on the lead lap, at least. Final lap of stage 2. I guess Junior did catch a lap car. 2 of them. Both on the final lap. Maybe 3. He might catch Castle in 3 and 4. He will. He'll get around him off of turn 4. Green-white checker flag in the air again. Dale Jr. wins stage 2 at Phoenix, sweeping the stages here tonight in the championship race. So topping off on fuel. Four fresh tires. No adjustments here for Junior. Second pit stop of the night, so there will be 2 sets of tires left. We'll go green with about 107 laps to go. Well, luckily it's not my pick in the fantasy football draft again. All right, here we go. And the green flag will wave. Final stage underway. Who will win the championship in just over 100 laps? Junior restarting from the lead, but we saw how far back he went on that start of stage number 2. Will he do the same here in stage 3? Just like at the beginning of stage 2, it's Justin Haley and Brandon Jones who are side by side behind him. Haley to the outside for the lead. Junior cuts it deep onto the apron through the dogleg. All the way to the inside. Saw Harrison Burton fighting for position way back there as well. Big slide up the racetrack. Haley holds on to the lead. Hemrick to second. Jones to the inside for third. And Dale Jr. actually is going to be able to hang on to third just in front of Jones. 3 wide. Jeff Green is in the top 5. Where did he come from? And he's going for fourth to the inside of Noah Gregson. Gregson got a good run on the outside of Junior, though. Gregson's trying to take third himself. Junior side drafted him, though. Really pulled him back towards the end of the backstretch. Barely keeps it off of him. Here comes Jones back to the bottom. 3 wide back behind Junior again. Shuts the door on Allgaier. Jones going for third on Gregson. Battle for the lead, Hemrick and Haley. Again, just luck of a bad draw there for Harrison Burton and Michael Annette, both restarting on the outside. Junior might have pushed a little too much off of turn 4. Allgaier knew was inside now. Gotta wonder where Cindric's at as well. Low contact! The step of Allgaier! He might go around. No, he saves it. Minimal contact between Dale Jr. and Justin Allgaier. Almost made contact again as Allgaier just shoves it into turn 3. Junior back to 8th, but he's still in the championship lead. And Austin Cindric's in the top 10 for the first time tonight after starting at the rear. Going a lap down early in stage 1. He has a shot. Junior's just absolutely fighting to get back to the inside. Herbst is underneath him now. And here comes Cindric trying to take the championship lead up the middle, 3 wide. Green to the inside all the way down there. He'll take the spot from Junior. Junior tries to cross him over for 9th into turn 1. Not going to do it. Shoves up the racetrack. Briscoe to the inside now. A little contact between the 8 and the 98. All 4 Championship 4 drivers are now outside the top 10. I did not think that was going to be the case tonight. Junior just kind of moves Briscoe back out of the way. A little bump and run to get himself back to 10th again. Trying to stay in front of those other 3 that are in hot pursuit behind him. 99 laps to go. Just past halfway. These guys will have to pit at one point, at least one point here in the final stage alone. Junior to the inside of Herbst. Sends it. Got it. Burton battling back on Briscoe and Herbst himself. Trying to get into the top 10 perhaps. Well, Junior definitely slipped back again on the restart. Not as bad as he did at the beginning of stage 2. Never made any adjustments. He definitely was a little bit more aggressive, I think, too, though. And he was able to keep the championship lead the whole time. Cindric challenged there for a little bit, so did Burton. Cindric's faded a slight bit, not as much as a net way back there, who's right around 15th, I believe. Only 16 cars on the lead lap. Four-car battle going on between Allgaier, Chastain, Jeff Green up there. Can't tell who the other car is exactly. I believe it's Ray Black Jr., and it is. Caution's out. 94 to go. Caution flag will wave, and we've got some interesting pit strategy within the Championship 4. First off, Josh Williams going to get the free pass in 17th. So this is a very, very interesting situation here. Junior's going to stay out to conserve his tires. He's only got 2 sets left. Harrison Burton going to do the same. The other, no, never mind. So the other 3 Championship 4 drivers, Harrison Burton, Austin Cindric, and Annette, are all going to pit here. Junior going to be the only one of those 4 staying out. Junior will restart in 9th. Nobody ahead of him is going to hit pit road. All those other 3, though, are outside the top 10. But on the lead lap, so things are about to get even more interesting as we'll have about 90 laps to go on the restart. Just our second caution of the night. Green flag back in the air for Justin Haley. And for Junior, as far as trying to win the championship goes, great restart by Junior again. Spun the tires a little bit, but he had a lot of room to run to the inside. Definitely gained quite a bit of ground now. Definitely going to have to keep an eye on those other 3 that are going to be coming up behind him. 3 wide goes Jeff Green off of turn 2 to get around Ray Black Jr., Justin Allgaier. Jr. trying to hang on to 5th for the moment. Cuts it all the way down to the bottom. The dog leg trying to gain ground on Hemrick. Jones trying to get back around Gregson for 2nd. Of the drivers that pitted, Cindric is the highest running of those guys, just inside the top 10 now. And again, he's trying to chase Junior for the championship. Got a little tight underneath Hemrick. Kept it off of him. Jeff Green's got to run from behind now. Junior pulls the block in the dog leg. Green looks low into turn 1. Not going to get it. Cindric, meanwhile, underneath Allgaier, and he'll get around him for 7th. Cindric all over the back of Jeff Green. He might have to move him, though. Green on the inside. Green Shoved up the track a little bit. Junior to the apron, desperately trying to get around Hemrick. He's saying, let me go. I need to fend these guys off on fresh tires behind. Junior goes to the apron to get around Hemrick, but Hemrick fights back on the outside again. Junior again is clear, and here comes Cindric. Austin Cindric follows Junior. Junior's in 4th, Cindric in 5th. Hemrick coming up right behind. So is Harrison Burton. Cindric to the inside. Contact with Burton. Junior got really loose there. Burton trying to clear Junior on corner entry. Cuts down the racetrack. Slams back into the 8 of Junior. Junior ricochets into Hemrick. We stay green. Burton loses a ton of time. Tried to desperately block Junior as they went into turn number 1, and he didn't clear him. We saw him do that earlier, and he actually worked it out to perfection. That time he did not. It costed Junior as well. Meanwhile, it is Cindric going for 2nd place on Brandon Jones. Annette's still right behind him as they both battle for the championship lead. Junior's been taking some big moves to the apron to get around Hemrick. And he actually had him cleared up until the contact with Harrison Burton. Now he clears him back again. Junior to the inside of Gregson for 5th. Briscoe, I believe, has fresher tires as well as he has climbed right again to the back of Dale Jr. Junior down to the apron, and he'll get around Gregson as well for 5th. Briscoe going to try to follow. Briscoe to 6th. Harrison Burton really climbed back into things pretty quickly again. He's up to 8th. Should get around Gregson with those older tires on the 9 car. Burton's up to 7th. So this is the highest we have seen all 4 of the Championship 4 drivers running tonight. They're running 2nd, 3rd, 5th, and 7th on the racetrack. Good battle, though, between Michael and Annette. Still contact between the 98 and the 8. Briscoe's got the spot. Oh! A little contact. Junior trying to move Briscoe back. Couldn't do it. It's going to cost him another spot. Burton to 6th. And Junior all of a sudden is 4th of the Championship 4 drivers. Oh, big run off of turn 2 to the outside of Burton, though. Oh, man, he almost made contact with him. He did a great job keeping it off of him, but look at how wide Junior had to go. More time wasted. We're going to alternate to the different camera angles one final time now in tonight's race. 80 laps to go here tonight at Phoenix to crown an Xfinity Series champion. Jones really holding up Briscoe, Burton, and Junior right now. Also on older tires is Jones. Burton got around him. Dale Jr. looking to do the same. Can't quite clear Brandon Jones. Jones really side drafted Jr. back in the center of turns 1 and 2. So quite a bit of ways before the lap traffic will come. Now, I'll give Justin Haley credit. Again, he has had a really good car tonight. Probably one of the fastest cars in the field is what Justin Haley's got for colleague racing. Led the most laps up to this point. Junior still side by side with Brandon Jones. They've been side by side for about a whole 2.5 laps. Jones doing a great job on the outside, hanging with Dale Jr. And again, Junior just can't clear him. Tries to beat him back to the gas. He does. Finally clears him off of turn 2. Haley still got a couple car lengths to second place, who is Michael Annette. He got around Cindric a couple laps ago. Briscoe now trying to get around Cindric. Burton, I'm sure, is going to try to follow the 98 car on the inside. Just seems like once that driver gets trapped on the outside, if there's somebody else right behind him, they duck to the inside, just keeping the car on the outside. It's going to happen on restarts with a lot of guys today. Pretty much every single one of the Championship 4 drivers that has happened at least once here tonight, if not more. And another one of them, Austin Cindric, right now having that same issue, though this time it's not on a restart, but even still, same process. So loses not one but 2 spots there. And we get another caution with 74 laps to go. Caution's out again. Third time tonight. Dale Jr. going to hit pit road this time. That'll give him 1 set of tires left the rest of the way. He'll repair that 1 second of damage while he's at it as well. Free pass will go to Anthony Alfredo back in 18th. It is going to be a tough one to the finish, ladies and gentlemen. 73 to go. Junior still got 1 set of tires left the rest of the way. Oh, everybody hit pit road. Interesting. So everybody's going to hit the pits there. I didn't think everybody was going to come down, but looks like they did. Green flag back in the air. Oh, up the middle goes Junior. What a restart. 4 wide, no, there wasn't room there. Tried to squeeze where he just couldn't, and they're 4 wide, banging off one another in turns 1 and 2. These restarts just get crazier and crazier. Look at Hemrick shove it 3 wide underneath Cindric and Brandon Brown now. As Cindric holds on to the championship lead. Junior trying to move around Brown. Brown just held him on the outside. Haley, meanwhile, holding on to the lead. Out in front of the field. These guys are about 2 laps to the good on fuel. Got nowhere near a full fuel run tonight with the shortened first 2 stages, and haven't had a long green flag run in the final stage at all either. Burton 3 wide for the championship lead underneath Cindric, squeezing a lead lap car. Briscoe in the middle. Burton gets around both of them. That was a heck of a restart by Harrison Burton. Cindric as well, but Burton still charging forward, picking up spots. Credit to Justin Haley. I think he's led every single lap of this final stage so far, even with the 2 cautions we've had. Jones passes Dale Jr., sending Jr. back to 8th. Jr. did not stick the bottom there at all, loses a couple more spots. He's back to 11th on this restart. And even Annette has gotten around him in 10th now. Junior last of the 4 championship, 4 drivers. Then just struggling the first 30 to 35 laps of the run, and that is the case again here. 64 to go. We'll stick with this normal camera for the rest of the race tonight. No problem for being late, but thanks for dropping on by, Jonathan. It has been a very good race up to this point tonight. All 4 championship 4 drivers have had a shot and have all had the championship lead at some point in time. All of them are in the top 10 except for Junior in 11th right now, and he's still got pressure from behind from both Riley Herbst and Ross Chastain. Junior's really struggling. I think he picked up a little damage on that restart as well on the front of his car. That's making his car so tight as he hits the wall again off of turn 2. Continues to go backwards. And he's back to 13th. Again, these guys are 2 to 3 laps to the good on fuel. It is going to be close there if we stay green for these final 70 laps. I don't know if Junior's tires are going to make it all the way. I don't know if anybody's tires are going to make it that far as well. And Junior's got one more set left. But he can't afford to pit under green the rest of the night. Might need another caution, but he hasn't been that great on the long runs either. So this is definitely some deep water for Dale Jr. and his championship hopes. It's definitely not over, but we are getting to crunch time, and he is not going in the right direction. The car's going to kick in eventually, even with that slight damage to the front bumper of his race car. Not very visible, but you can see it on that upper left-hand corner of the screen that we're showing right now with the damage indicator. It is in the yellow slightly. Look at that. He's almost 10 seconds off the race lead from Haley even. Doesn't have to win the race to win the championship. He's just got to beat Annette, Cindric, and Burton. For those of you that might remember our Season 1 championship for the Xfinity Series when we hosted it at Talladega in our custom schedule season, and that came down to the wire between 3 of the 4 drivers for those final 10 laps. What a shootout that was. All battling for the lead. Now, this isn't necessarily battling for the lead of the race because Justin Haley's been a step ahead of everybody all night, but these other 4 drivers have been going at it, especially pretty much from the end of Stage 2 on. That has been the case. More so than the majority of the first half. We even saw some good battles for the championship lead, even that early in the race. But it is definitely coming down to it late. We're almost 3/4 of the way home. And this is going to be an exciting one to the finish. Junior's nearly half a track behind Justin Haley. Not already half a track behind him. Harrison Burton was in 3rd place last we saw of him. Michael Annett, meanwhile, going to try to make a move on Cindric. He's got a car to his outside currently as well. Haley's got a lot of lap traffic right around him right now. Junior's still trying to battle for 11th with Josh Williams in the 92. Only 3 cautions all night. We had 4 in the truck race, if I remember correctly. No, never mind. We only had 3 in the truck race last night. 3 for incident. So maybe it could be the same here, though this is a 50-lap longer race. So I'm not sure exactly how the trends work as far as that goes, but we'll see. Trying to keep an eye on my fantasy football draft again just to make sure it's not my pick. I'm not going to pick unless it's like under caution or something, if it does get back to me. Still waiting on 2 other guys right now, but then again, we only got about 52 laps to go, 51 laps left this time by. This is not far from the finish. Cindric's really fading. He had a heck of a restart, got as high as 3rd. Burton took that position as well as the championship lead away from him. And Cindric just keeps going backwards. He's back to 9th place. Chastain is closing in behind him. So is Junior a little bit further back. And that's about to get passed as well. I think that's Jeff Green trying to get around him as he gets to his inside. Jeff Green, been probably the underdog performer of the night. He's up to 7th place. Great run for him. Just look at how much lap traffic there is. As well as the lead lap cars mixed in, there's going to be a lot of cars that everybody in the top 10 is going to have to be trying to work around both for position and to get away from the guys who are battling for position. Chastain does get to the inside of Cindric. And now Junior to the inside of Cindric as well. Going to use Vinnie Miller as a pick. Junior back to the top 10 and now the 3rd on the championship 4 running order. Still trailing Annette and Harrison Burton. I mean, Burton's checked out. He is about 3/4 of a straightaway on the front stretch at least ahead of Junior. Going to make a little contact with Austin Hill there as well. Oh, look at Annette going 3 wide. Desperation move there underneath Malicki. Now he's back to the inside of Jeff Green for position. Junior did the same back there with Mike Harmon and a guy he was battling for position as well, Ross Chastain. That still hasn't cleared Jeff Green, though. More lap traffic right in front of both of them. Junior's coming in hot. 3 wide to the inside goes Junior. Trying to use Alfredo as a pick and squeezing the net in the middle lane with nowhere for him to go. Junior to 2nd on the championship 4 running order and now to 7th as he'll pass Jeff Green as well for position. Junior finally starting to get that car to charge closer to the front. Jackson Thomas, welcome to the stream. 46 to go. Burton leads the championship 4 drivers by 4 seconds over Junior, who's the next closest. Then there you see Michael Annette in 9th. Wow, Junior got tight. Definitely entered in a lot higher as well. Almost put it in the wall on corner exit. These guys are anywhere between starting to slowly widen that range out because the fuel is really fluctuating. It's about 1.5 laps to 3 laps to the good on fuel for everybody. It is going to be close on whether or not that right front tire is actually going to be able to make it to the end of this race as well. So we've got the Cup Series Championship tomorrow night on NASCAR Heat 5. It should be tomorrow night. I think my sister said something about a game. And if it is tomorrow night, I might have to move the start time back to 8 o'clock instead of 7. I don't have to work the next day, so it doesn't bother me too much. Because I don't work on Thursdays. Or no, wait a minute. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Just be on the lookout for it. Right now, we're going to have the start time at 7 o'clock for our Cup Series Championship tomorrow, but as far as the race goes, it will still go on tomorrow night. It's either going to be at 7 or 8. Plan on 7. And if you guys end up in the chat at 7 o'clock and the stream hasn't started yet, then that means I'll move the start time back to 8 o'clock if my sister's got a basketball game. I'm not entirely sure. And it has to be a home game, too, because with COVID going on, they're only selling so many tickets to their away games that only my parents would be able to go. She can only get 2 tickets there, but she can get 4 for home games. I don't know why that works the way it does, but why it can't just be 4 for home or away, I don't know. Like, it could be a school that's literally 5 minutes away, 10 minutes away, and it would still be the same rules. No, as far as NASCAR Heat 5 goes, I don't plan on starting any more seasons. 2 was all I really had planned. 1 custom schedule and 1 regular schedule. 1 fan-voted season and 1 I picked the drivers. We'll probably start doing fan votes for both seasons, starting with the next NASCAR game. Except for, like, when we're doing the Cup Series, but as far as the Xfinity and trucks, I'll probably end up doing that. Try to squeeze 1 season in there as Ryan Blaney still. Like we're doing right now. And we have another yellow with 40 laps to go. More like 39. 39 laps to go. 4th caution of the race. Somebody's up in smoke there in turns 1 and 2. Got a lot of lap cars hitting pit road. Free pass to Colby Howard in 14th. And Dale Jr. will hit the pits as well. Top off on fuel just to make sure also. Final pit stop of the night. Last set of tires of the season for Dale Jr. as well. Jr. was the only lead lap car to hit the pits. That could be interesting if we get somebody else to hit the pits a little bit later. We'll see. Green flag back in the air. Here comes the dive into turns 1 and 2. All the way to the inside goes Dale Jr. Doesn't want to waste any time whatsoever. Almost hit the inside wall. He drove it in so deep. Jones going for the lead on Haley. Haley's been tough to pass all night long. Jr. to the inside of Annette. He'll get around him. Burton going for 3rd on Daniel Hemrick. Jr. cutting through the field again. And he's all over the back of Harrison Burton, looking to the outside of him for the championship lead. And for 4th place off of turn 2, fresh tires prevail. Dale Jr. to the championship lead again. For the first time in a long time, he will take the championship lead. He has not even led in the final stage yet as well. And he might be doing that shortly. Thanks for stopping by tonight, Jackson. Oh, big block by Burton. Or sorry, not Burton. That's Brandon Jones. In 2nd. Jr. to the inside of Justin Haley now for the lead. Trying to side draft that left rear corner panel of Haley's car. Haley wanted to block, but he knew Jr. was still there. And Dale Earnhardt Jr. can't clear him yet. Now he does. Haley with the crossover, but he's not quite going to get underneath him. And Dale Earnhardt Jr. It'll be a lead change this time by with 32 laps to go. Leads this race, trying to win the championship for his 3rd time in his career in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. And the first time since 1999. That was the season in which he went back-to-back in what was then called the Busch Series, winning the season title in 1998 and 1999. 31 to go. was a rookie in the Winston Cup Series the following year in 2000, where he won 2 races in that rookie season. And obviously we know his Hall of Fame career after that, both on and off the racetrack, and all the most popular driver awards. Trying to add a little bit more to that resume here tonight. And as long as we don't get a caution, there's nothing stopping him at this point. If we do get a caution, and any one of those 4 championship 4 drivers pit, obviously Junior can't, so any one of the other 3 pit, Junior might be in trouble. Yep, Junior is a 2-time Xfinity champ. Again, 98, 99, he won back-to-back titles. Yeah, so I mean, on top of his Cup Series career too, he was a really, really good driver in the Busch Series. Won more races, obviously, outside of just those 2 seasons. Running some part-time rides through the years as well. Won at Daytona numerous times, even later in his career in the Busch Series. Talladega as well. I'm sure other tracks can be thrown in there. I'm not entirely sure of what all other tracks. Had that one win at Michigan, I know. As far as the ones off the top of my head, that's really all I can think about. But 2 stellar seasons, though, back in the late 90s. We'll see if he can cap off this stellar season as well. 27 to go. It's going to be the longest 27 laps of the season for Dale Jr. here. Just hoping and praying that this thing stays green. Because if we go to overtime and we go past the schedule limit, I'm not sure that those other guys can make it on fuel. They're already anywhere between really 3 to 5 laps to the good as it is. So if we run more laps than the scheduled distance, they might have to pit then. And it would be a 2-lap shootout for Junior to try and hold on older tires. Yeah, I get asked that a lot. My favorite track is Bristol. It's always been my favorite track since I was a little kid, and I got the opportunity to luckily go there kind of out of a whim last season for the All-Star race. They announced that they were going to be having the All-Star race at Bristol, and I had no intentions of ever really going to the All-Star race because I know how short of a race it is. My goal is to get to every Cup Series track, so I still want to go to the Bristol night race before I actually technically cross Bristol off the list because I didn't see a points race there. But just to see that place under the lights, even if it was a limited capacity and, you know, only like 20 cars on the track too at the same time as well, it was still nice to see a race there. So I couldn't imagine being there for the night race, how cool that would be. That's definitely a dream of mine to go. I plan on going there this year, so that'll be a lot of fun for sure. That'll be one of the bigger races I'm going to all season. Back in the playoffs again as well. Ethan, welcome to the stream. Yeah, I plan on going there for the dirt race as well. The problem is, though, with the dirt races, I couldn't get tickets. And they sold out because I think they're only allowing 30,000 fans again. And they sold out of those 30,000 tickets before I even had a chance to get on there. They sold out quick. And I didn't get a chance to buy them because with COVID, you have to buy them as soon as you can, obviously, because they're selling less tickets. So I've been buying tickets for like every other racetrack. But the Bristol Dirt Race tickets I kind of missed out on, which sucks because I really want to go. The problem, I mean, I'm looking. I might have to spend a little bit more money out of pocket, you know, down the road. I don't want to spend, you know, a ridiculous amount of money to go when, you know, tickets are like 60, 65 bucks. I don't want to do that. You know, I don't want to spend like a couple $100 for it, but I'm willing to cap myself out at like 100, 150 for one ticket at least if I were to go myself, just to make sure I can get there, because that's the first time ever at Bristol Motor Speedway with dirt. First time since, what was it, the 60s since the Cup Series is raced on dirt. That's a historic event, man. I don't want to miss it for the world. That would be the first race I go to next year, though, if I can't pull that off. Worst case scenario, maybe they run dirt the following year and I go see it. You know, I don't know. Only time will tell if that even happens again. But I really want to see it this year. Badly. 20 laps to go to decide a champion. 7.5-second lead, by far the biggest lead of the night for Dale Jr. Only the third different time he has led. He hasn't led that many laps, only about 30 total here today. But he's won the first 2 stages already. Peaking at the right time, that's what he's doing here in Stage 3. Peaking at the right time. No other Championship 4 drivers in the top 5. As Junior just tries to hold on. No, I wouldn't say there's a track I don't like. I haven't been to all the tracks yet either. You never have a bad time at the racetrack. Like, I plan on going to Pocono even this year. I want to get to every Cup track once. But yeah, there isn't really a track I don't like. $19.70. I was close. I remember that they said something about like the exact date of it, and I remembered when they had first mentioned it, and I forgot it over the last couple months. Darlington's a cool one, yeah, for sure. Going there last year under the lights, that track looks beautiful. Like in the daytime during the truck race, it was almost kind of weird looking, honestly, just the way the track was shaped. It was unlike any other track I'd gone to shape-wise, so it's kind of a little weird, but once the lights were on, it definitely made... The lights came on, made those throwback schemes glow a little bit more, and the race itself was a good one too. It was definitely a good time. But yeah, during the daytime though, when the truck race was going on, it was a little weird. I'm sure some of it was the fact that there were only 8,000 people there too, so that was probably another reason. Limited crowd capacity probably made things feel weird. Because even like Talladega that I went to in the fall last year, and then the Bristol All-Star race had, you know, at least, I think both races together had 20,000 fans at least, so that's still more than the 8,000 that were there at Darlington that night. So that was probably another factor that kind of played into it, is there was very, very few people there because of COVID. Yeah, I've yet to go to the 500, and I've been wanting to go the last few years, and I couldn't get anybody to go with me last year, and then I was planning, I don't care, if I can't get anybody to go with me this year, I'm still going. But then, with COVID happening and it not being a full crowd, I don't want my first Daytona 500 to be with, you know, limited capacity, limited like pit road access and stuff like that, and limited speed week access. So I want to be there for the whole week, get all the action, the full crowd for the 500 on the Sunday. Like, I want that to be my experience. I want to experience the experience, you know, at its full and at its finest. So only if I would have been to the 500 before, I probably would have still like went this year if I was like on my table originally like I had planned. But for my first one, I don't want that to be the case. So better luck next year, hopefully. I keep saying that, man. This is going to be the third year in a row I put it off. And each year it just gets harder and harder to put off. But I will make up for it by going... I mean, I'm never going to make up for it as far as how big of a race it is, but I will be going to a bunch of other races due to not going to Daytona, because that would have been like... If I would have went to Daytona, I probably would have only been able to go to like maybe another 4 or 5 races at the most after that. But not going to the 500, that frees up some extra vacation time at the time when I get that available with my new job, and as well as just, you know, requested time off too. It frees that up a little bit better, so I guess it kind of works. Yeah, I don't really have a favorite driver outside of Blaney. I don't, like... I mean, he's the only one I like actually root for. I mean, I like to see a lot of the younger guys perform well because I think it's better for the sport as a whole. But nobody I dislike, and I don't really like absolutely pull for anybody else outside of that. Back to the championship battle. 10 laps to go for Dale Jr. 12.5-second lead over Haley. We saw Austin Cindric a couple laps ago go a lap down. He is the first of the 4 Championship 4 drivers a lap down currently. Michael Annett not too much further ahead of the race leader, Junior, as well, and Burton's still quite a ways ahead, at least a half straightaway, if not more. 9 to go in the race. Junior just wants to see that white flag as soon as he can at this point. Eight to go, all the way to the apron. He's going to get around Michael Annette. Burton's the only other driver that can maybe pull off a miracle at this point now. I mean, Annette's not out of it if we get 2 cautions to the end. We're seeing how crazy the restarts are. I don't even know how they made it through the last one. 4 wide and bouncing off other cars. Yes, I do plan on going back to Talladega this year, and that is the race I'm going for. I went for the fall race last year. They called me because I had extra points from the races I wasn't able to attend this year because you got 120% credit. And some of the racetracks, you even had additional credit if you wanted to renew it just because of the limited crowd capacity or in case you didn't go last year. So I renewed my tickets, but instead of going back to the fall again next year, I'm actually going to the spring because I got a couple races I'm already going to in the fall next year, and that one would have fit in an awkward spot that it would have been tough to get to. So I'll be going there in April, yes. Briscoe going to go a lap down now. Harrison Burton's the next car for Junior to pass. He's the last car in the lead lap. Junior cannot pit for tires. 5 laps to go. And he has really pulled away since taking the lead with about 30 to go. A lot of lap traffic right in front of Junior as well. Burton's in 7th. He just wants to get around him as soon as he can. 4 to go. Slide job into 1 and 2. Junior going to get around Burton. Burton tries to chase his car to the outside. No grip up there. And Junior, if he can just get another driver lap down just to make sure Burton's not going to get the free pass. 3 to go. Brandon Brown's really blocking Junior right now. 3 wide to the inside. Junior driving it in deep. The lead, Jeff Green, is the last car in the lead lap now. Yeah, I don't really have a favorite Xfinity driver. I just don't really root for anybody outside of Blaney. I was rooting for Blaney when he came up through the truck and Xfinity driver just because the name was, a local name, but yeah, I just pretty much only root for him. I rooted for Craig Biffle growing up as a kid. But yeah, once Blaney was coming up through the ranks, he was going to be my favorite driver, for sure. White flag in the air, 1 lap to go. That is what Junior has been chasing for over these last 30 laps since taking the lead. Only 5 cars will finish on the lead lap here tonight. And Dale Earnhardt Jr. is just 1 corner away from capping off yet another incredible season in the Xfinity Series. It's been over 20 years since his last championship, but Dale Jr. is now a 3-time NASCAR Xfinity Series champion as he'll win it here on NASCAR Heat 5. Dale Earnhardt Jr., a 3-time Xfinity champ. Just an incredible season. And a little bit of maybe an anticlimactic finish, but as far as what Junior kind of wanted, as far as trying to make it easy for him to win the championship at the end, I think it was worth it because there was a moment there from about 40 to 90 laps to go where it was looking pretty tough if he was going to be able to pull it off or not. Luckily, that last caution flew with 39 laps to go. Junior pitted for tires. Nobody else on the lead lap pitted for tires there, and that was the big factor on why he was able to go to the lead. Because remember, when that caution came out, he was only in 9th. and just struggling to find speed in that final stage, but caps it off with a win and a championship here today at Phoenix. And we'll try to go for the sweep in the Cup Series race with Ryan Blaney tomorrow night. Right here on NASCAR Heat 5. That's going to be the last full race live stream on NASCAR Heat 5. Still got some career mode stuff to wrap up, and again, the online lobbies will come, but the final full race live stream on NASCAR Heat 5 will be tomorrow night. Yes, indeed. The Polish victory lap, even though the engine is basically toast for Dale Jr., we did this at the end of the truck race. And we'll probably do the same in the Cup race as well, but that engine is cooked on the number 8 Hellman's car. Yeah, by the way, I mentioned that if we won the Xfinity Championship, I was going to have some mayonnaise on me. I kind of forgot today, and I don't even think we have any Hellman's mayonnaise left on us currently. So, unfortunately, I was not going to be able to make myself like a turkey sandwich or something. Yeah, so sorry for that. Maybe we'll get Cheez-It back on the car for Thunder 04 sometime soon. Who knows? Yeah, everything else could be NASCAR Thunder 04 and then NASCAR 05 once we finish that playthrough in about another month and a half. So, kind of the outlook on the channel over the next few months. And that should, again, lead us right into the next NASCAR game, too. So, it'll be a lot of fun over these, again, over 2021 as a whole. Take a look at the finishing results to today's race. Only 5 cars finished on the lead lap at the end of everything here today, and only one of them was a Championship 4 driver, and that was your race winner, Dale Jr. Jr. won both stages as well. 1 hour, 29 minutes total time on the race. So Dale Jr. with the win, Justin Haley second, followed by Brandon Jones, Daniel Hemrick, Noah Grex in the top 5. Jeff Green 6th, Harrison Burton 7th. Good finish, though, for Burton. You saw right there, right behind, that he got involved in that accident with Nemechek back at the beginning of Stage 3. So good job by Burton, able to rally to 7th place, repairing the damage as well as he could. Not only that, he still finishes second in the championship standings, and honestly, he was probably the second best driver all season. Briscoe finished 8th, 9th with Ross Chastain, and Michael Annett will round out the top 10. Annett was another one of the Championship 4 drivers. Cindric finished 11th, 1 lap down as well. Cindric was the 4th of the 4 championship drivers tonight. He made a good rally at 1.2. Remember, he actually finished stage 1 lap down. And he was able to come back from that. He actually had the championship lead at one point, was running as high as 3rd, and just faltered back there over those last couple restarts late in the race. Again, had to do the championship standings myself for all 3 series, but I can confirm Dale Jr. is a 3-time Xfinity Series champion. And again, right here on the channel for NASCAR Heat 5 tonight. Solid win. We had some good racing throughout. Again, it was kind of an anticlimactic finish compared to the truck race last night for the championship, but Jr. does seal the deal. And again, we had good racing throughout, so probably not the race of the week still. We'll have yet to determine what the race of the week will be. Maybe it'll be the Cup Series. I mean, everything leading the way it is, how can it not be the Cup Series? Hint, hint, nudge, nudge is the race of the week for this week on the channel. Right here on NASCAR Heat 5. Justin Haley, 26.321, had the fastest lap. He had the fastest car all day. I mean, you see it right there. He led 128 of the 200 laps in tonight's race. Haley had the fastest car, but the fresh tires was what got Dale Jr. the win here tonight, ultimately at the end. That is going to do it here for this one. Like, share, but most importantly, subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. We do these full race live streams with a realistic broadcast every day in hopes of jump-starting my young broadcasting career. Hopefully I can live my dream of one day becoming a broadcaster in the real realms of NASCAR. So follow me on that journey there. You can also follow me on Instagram, description, or it's in the description below, at Keegan_YT, and then also you can support me on Patreon if you do so wish. We do not have super chats available until we get to 1,000 subscribers. We've got more than enough watch time. I think last time I checked, we were well over 10,000 minutes in watch time, and we needed over 4,000 or 10,000. Yeah, 10,000 minutes in watch time, and we only needed 4,000. So again, you guys are doing a great job. People that are subbed, and also the people that have watched this channel, over 50% of you have not subscribed. Of people that have watched in the last 90 days, as well as the last 28 days. So definitely subscribe if you haven't already. If you like NASCAR, if you like video games, NASCAR video games, this is the place to be. And again, why not follow me on that journey to becoming a NASCAR broadcaster? It starts right here on the channel. This is the foundation of it all. Thanks for everybody tuning in. 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow night will be the next full race live stream. Cup Series action on Heat 5. Championship race at Phoenix. Should be a lot of fun. If we have to move the start time back because my sister potentially might have a basketball game tomorrow, I can't remember. Didn't really hear her properly so earlier today when I asked. So if it is tomorrow, we will be streaming at 8 o'clock and not 7. But plan on 7 o'clock tomorrow night for the start of that race. Thanks, everybody. Have a good rest of your Tuesday night, and I'll see you tomorrow.